Greetings. This is Judy. I welcome you to the Peace Place. I'm the penman of Prayals, the founder of the Peace Movement, and I invite you to enjoy and join with me in the celebration of a friend of mine who had many more challenges in her life that she's faced than I have. And yet she knows God is real. She is a woman who walks in faith. I bring this to you today just as an encouragement for what it is like to be able to walk alongside someone that knows God is real, not just about God. The peace movement is about discovering that. There were times that challenges greater than most of us will ever face is what she calls normal. And yet, in the face of that, God is so real to her. So join me today in seeing how these words touch each of our lives. And Holy Spirit, we just invite you to search our hearts and penetrate them. Renew our mind as we share this prayom, her life, yes, a blessing today. Touch us to perhaps honor others that are going through trials when we're so self-focused, thinking about ourselves. Help us to have the compassion of Christ throughout this and prompt our hearts that we live a life worthy of the compassion we see from your heart every day. And we'll give you all the praise and the glory and the credit for any good that comes out of our mouths as a result of you touching our heart for whatever. Her life, yes, a blessing. Yes, a woman worthy of honor, filled with such grace. God strengthens others through a smile on her face. A woman still standing through decades of hard trials. She is strong and determined from all those long miles. Beauty radiating from the depth of faith is unrelenting, humble and grateful where others are still resenting conditions. Many may see as restricting, yet this woman knows wisdom, is daily predicting God's faithfulness. Though her movements may, to some, may look slow, for those looking deeper so clearly, we soon know this woman, God's woman, in deep faith resides. Yes, this precious daughter has joy as she daily abides, worships, and praises God's precious holy name. She knows his love rests there and does not blame. Where most will find fault for restrictions they perceive, this precious daughter knows peace and believes God is faithful. So, Father, I ask you to overtake her with your blessing, for only you know her intimately, and how she is confessing you are God. You are able and have a plan. Yes, so good. On this day, will you release love as only you can and would? Consume her with love. Give her the desires of her heart. For you put these desires there to fulfill her unique part. Your love and peace residing, she comes boldly before your throne, O God, She knows deeply it's you who thoroughly owns her heart. On this day of her choosing, you brought here for her start. You have guided her, taught, and revealed to her your generous heart. So, Lord, will you release your commanded blessing this day as she rests in your arms, as she listens for your love way? As I think of this gal, the Lord prompted me to write this for her birthday blessing. And she is a woman who so inspires so many with her walk in faith. There are times that I talk about that we know God only about God. Well, the inspiration that this woman brings to many is she knows God intimately. She understands how to abide in Him and rest in His arms and knows He is her great I am. How much of the time are we distracted by all of our thoughts and our agendas and our detours that we take? And we will, as we look around life, we will find people that inspire us. And the inspiration is most powerful when it has us turn more often to God and say, I just want more of you. Here I am, I surrender. I just want more of you. If someone would have told me 8 or 9 years ago that this way of life was even impossible, it was even possible, I would have had no context to be able to believe it. But we can know God intimately. We can hear from God. We can have the word speak to us. When we call on God, God does answer us. Now, God has a few rules, and all of these benefits come as we submit our hearts and our life to Him and allow God to do what only God can do, to heal us, to restore us, to bring us into His arms. So today, excuse me for that, I get so excited when I think about how much I love God. And to have people near me that are also lifting up His holy name, hungering and thirsting for the depth of relationship that God has made available to us. Having studied the things of the world for so many decades, I think the contrast between a relationship with God and the ways of the world is so intense for me. Having searched many, many things in leadership in all of these ways, there's nothing that even compares to the freedom and the joy and the direction and the wisdom that comes from a relationship as we get to know the triune Godhead in all of His characteristics. It's an amazing way to live. It's a way to be drawn from the distractions of the world and being able to have even to the self-control to not fight back when you so want to fight back with all the nastiness of the world's ways. We don't have to do that. God goes before us and He is our rear guard. He knows our end from the beginning. And as we activate the gift of faith that God gave us, we can live a life consistent with that, ever unfolding, ever being peeled back. We can live and rest in the palm of His hand. We can be one that He lifts and helps us stand. Yes, He's faithful. So if you're interested in walking this journey with us of a powerful, intimate, transparent, loving relationship with God, you're welcome to subscribe here on our channel. Tell others about us. It's an amazing unfolding journey that we can learn amongst many other things, but we can learn to stand in the authority that we have and speak to the storms in our life, and they have to subside. And then we gain wisdom as we seek God's face for solutions to the things that cause the storms. And God will guide our steps in the parts of our story, the parts of our path that are relevant to the current storm. You can find us at prayoms.com. That's PRAYOEMS.com. You can find us at thepeacemovements.com. Scroll down a little bit if you have to. But we're experiencing and gaining more of the peace that passes all understanding. Learning how to have a relationship and being guided by God. This is Judy, praying blessings for you today. Signing off.